This cold-blooded killer built a human slaughterhouse and took the lives of up to 200 people. Meet H. Holmes, America's first serial killer. You may have heard of the upcoming 4-part series, The Devil in the White City, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. So here's an insight into a story that's so dark it's even got Scorsese and DiCaprio interested. Later, known locally as the Murder Castle, Holmes designed 3 stories of pure terror, with trapdoors, soundproof rooms, and secret passages. Staircases twisted to dead ends, doors opened onto brick walls, and gas pipes wove through the walls to feed his unspeakable plans. To the world, it was just a hotel. But to Holmes, it was a palace of nightmares waiting to unfold for its residents. Holmes used every inch of his twisted hotel. After deathly games of cat and mouse where he would chase his victims through hallways, watching with satisfaction as they led to dead ends, he would lead his victims to trap doors that led to a basement dungeon, a horror show in itself. In the basement, Holmes had baths of acid, 2 huge furnaces that he used as a personal crematorium, and even a stretching rack. Here, he melted bodies, dismembered limbs, and burned remains until no trace was left. Victims' skeletons were even cleaned and sold to medical schools. In Holmes's hands, people became products. This is part of a series on Holmes, so follow along to find out his eventual fate and let us know in the comments. What would you do if you found yourself checked into the Murder Castle? So, it's Chicago, 1893. The city is alive with excitement for the upcoming World's Fair. People are arriving from all over the world. Among the new arrivals was Dr. H. Holmes, a man with charm, wit, and a plan. Holmes wasn't just a doctor, he was a collector of dark curiosities. And in the heart of the city, he envisioned a building that would cater to more than just visitors looking for a bed. He was constructing a fortress of fear, where each room served a purpose known only to him. Holmes called it a hotel, but locals would later call it the Murder Castle. Now remember, this is all real. Picture yourself in one of his rooms, a quaint, cozy space, the kind you'd find in any hotel. But something's wrong. You open the curtains to find there are no windows. The air starts to feel heavy, the silence unnerving. You try the door, only to realize it won't budge. It's locked from the outside. Panic sets in as the walls seem to close around you. Suddenly, a faint hissing noise fills the room, and a sweet, sickening scent fills your lungs. You gasp, but the air is poison. Holmes is watching from behind a hidden peephole, his cold gaze fixed on your struggle as he slowly turns the gas valve, sealing your fate. This was the genius of H. Holmes. Each room in his murder castle had a purpose: to trap, torment, and to kill. He'd lure young women to his hotel with promises of work or a warm bed, only to lead them into rooms that would become their tombs. There is so much more to this story, so follow along to hear more tales of the calculated, heinous killer whose every moment involved the manipulation of those he came into contact with, right up to his own fate ending on the gallows after his eventual capture and conviction in May of 1896. But I'll leave you with this for now. Holmes's evil went far beyond the walls of his murder castle. When his luck ran out, he didn't just flee. He betrayed and then murdered his own business partner, manipulated the partner's wife, and kidnapped their children for one final, twisted scheme. You'll not believe the depths that this man would stoop. Follow for part 2, and tell us in the comments, do you think you'd survive a night in the murder castle?